Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Rodney and Nick Show. We're a little bit early today, but that's because my boy Sports Talking with JB, shout out to him. He'll be live with a dope ass interview tonight. He is interviewing the fan that went to like every single college football game throughout the year. So make sure you go check that out on Sports Talking with JB on YouTube. I'm fired up as hell for him. That's an awesome interview for him to get. And hey, if that fan would like to be on our show, we will happily oblige. But
Yes.
we got some news today. We got some news over the past couple of days, and it's a good thing we didn't stream last night. Otherwise, we wouldn't have as much news to talk about today. Oh my god. Razor, don't you start clowning on people, bro. Don't you start running your mouth.
Hey, let's talk sports. Let's talk sports.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about what you was doing on TikTok Live. Alright. Ben Johnson to the Bears. Now, me
God damn.
personally, I already put out a video about it when it broke yesterday. So I'm going to let Rodney take the first swing at it. Rodney, what do you think about Ben Johnson to the Bears, a division rival of the Detroit Lions?
I think it's actually a good look for the Bears. I think with someone coming in that has that offensive mind that Ben Johnson does. I mean, look what he did with the Lions. Turned them into a top, not even a top five, but a top three offense, for the past, 2 years and stuff like that. Everything that he did to rise Jared Goff's career, everything he did with the offensive line, arguably the best offensive lineman in the game, with Gibbs, Montgomery, Amara, all the talent that he had in Lions and with the Lions. I think it's a good hire, and I think it was a smart hire because you need an offensive minded guy, not only that knows what he's doing, but is going to try to repair the small issues that Caleb Williams has. Because the main problem with Caleb Williams is he holds on to the ball for too long. That's the biggest problem that I saw with Caleb Williams in his rookie year. Because when you look at Jared Goff with the Lions, he gets the ball off quick. He gets the ball quick. He doesn't, take about 5 to 10 seconds to get the ball off unless the offensive line gives him time. So with Ben Johnson, I say give him about maybe a year or two. I think he's going to make Caleb Williams arguably a top 10, maybe top 15 quarterback in the league. It will take time though, but you do got some weapons, with the Bears. You got Swift with the running back, and then you got DJ Moore. I don't know how long Keenan Allen's going to be there because he is getting older, but you
He's
do
also a
have
free agent.
some. So we don't know if the Bears are going to re-sign Keenan Allen. So what the Bears just need to do, get a solid, not great, a solid offensive line with Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams will thrive.
Well, see, I said this to you yesterday. Year one for the Bears and for Ben Johnson, it needs to be Bears fans don't need to worry about wins, making the playoffs, none of that in year one. You need to worry about can Ben Johnson develop Caleb Williams? Something that Ben Johnson did a lot with Detroit, and it was because Jared Goff knew how to do it, obviously from being with Sean McVay.
Right.
Play action offense and playing within the structure of an offense. Now, Ben Johnson is a great offensive coordinator.
Right.
Huh? Bro, I go to comments and Ryan comments this and it gets me off my thing, bro.
Look,
What
look,
the hell, dog?
look. Don't worry about it. Back to Ben Johnson. Back to Ben
Yeah, Ben
Johnson.
Johnson. Ben Johnson is a great offensive mind. He's a great coordinator. I love Ben Johnson. I think he's a great coach. I think he'll be a great head coach in Chicago.
Right.
And I don't know if you've seen the video yet that he put out talking about being the head coach in Chicago. But the first thing he said when he walked in the building and everybody was applauding him and clapping for him and cheering him on was everybody get back to work. He said it jokingly, but I think that was also his way of saying, hey, in this culture, the way we're going to work is we're going to work.
Right.
There's not going to be any days off. Nobody's going to be lazy. We're going to work.
You need
Because that's
someone like that. You need
well,
someone like that.
that's what he comes from with Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's culture in Detroit is He literally said in his opening press conference, "We're gonna bite your kneecaps off." That was Dan Campbell's thing,
Hmm.
and he's already got brownie points with the Bears fans because he said he did enjoy beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. So Matt LaFleur, the Packers head coach, so Ben's already favoring the Bears fans, and he's acknowledged the rivalry with the Packers. I think Caleb can be a franchise quarterback. I don't know why they didn't get rid of Eberflus last year before they got Caleb in the building, but they didn't. They learned from that mistake. I think Ben is going to be a great head coach. I think he'll be fine. I do wonder who he's going to bring in to be his defensive coordinator.
Hmm.
I've heard um, the head coach of the Saints, they got Dennis Allen. I've heard he is a guy that Ben Johnson is close to
Hmm.
and would like to bring in to be the to be the defensive coordinator. I think that's a great hire. I think Dennis Allen is a great defensive mind. You remember those Saints defenses with Sean Payton and Dennis Allen? They were great. They were great on defense.
You're
I just
talking
don't
about
think.
after you're talking about after after Bounty Gate.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, because when yeah, if you're looking back at the late 2010s with the Saints, when Drew Brees was about to retire, they did have a solid defense. They had a solid defense.
up from about 2016 to 2019, they had an elite defense in the NFL, and they had a good defense in 2020. They just didn't have the quarterback. That was their only. I mean, well, they had Drew in 2020, but he wasn't the quarterback that they were used to having.
Now the
He wasn't as
biggest
good as he was.
question, now the biggest question with the Bears is now that they got Ben Johnson, now that they got someone who they could build with, how long do you think it takes until the Bears make the playoffs?
I think first things first, like I said, year one, let Ben develop Caleb. I think the first move that Ben's going to make in free agency and the draft is going to be building the offensive line. Because think
Right.
about it, he's already kind of got the weapons. He's got DJ Moore, he's got DeAndre Swift, he's got Roman Dunze. So they've got weapons. Now he'll probably get a free agent receiver. Um, I don't know who, or they'll just re-sign Keenan Allen to a 1 year deal
Right.
to give that veteran presence in the locker room.
Right.
But I could see the Bears trying to go get T. Higgins. I don't know what their salary cap looks like. I don't think the Bengals can't re-sign him because they've got to
Because
re-sign.
he
They got to get a defense,
and here's the thing with T Higgins with the season that he
and they
had,
got to sign Jamar Chase.
he's going to want at least 30 million a year. So he's definitely not resigning with Cincy.
My thing is also this: people crap on T. Higgins all the time. Like somebody on Twitter today said that George Pickens is better than T. Higgins. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
T. Higgins, T. Higgins in any other team other than the Vikings and the Bengals would be a wide receiver one for any team. And the
I
reason
wouldn't
he's
say
not
any
that,
team. I wouldn't say any team.
I would.
Put him
I
on
think he's
put him
matched with
on the
both.
put him on the Chargers, put him on the Rams. He's not the number one receiver.
I think he'd be a number one for the Chargers.
With
I
Lad
love Lad
McConkey
McConkey.
there,
I love Lad. I love Lad McConkey. Lad became the number one guy for Herbert, but Herbert didn't have another option.
and then the Texans. I don't think he would be the number one on the Texans because even though Tank Dell is hurt, you still got Diggs and you still got Nico
Nah,
Collins.
Diggs is a free agent. He was only a 1 year deal.
But you still got Nico Collins.
I get your point. I'm just saying, like an elite option outside of the Vikings and the Bengals, T would be the number one guy for an elite option. I think T ends up going to the Patriots because
Because of
they
the
got the most
money.
cap space
The
and they can
money.
pay him the most. And I'd love to see him on the. Hey, look, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I don't want the Patriots to be good, but
Mm.
I like what they're doing up there in New England. I really do. What they've built, what they're developing.
Mike Vrabel
But,
coming in. Yeah.
but I think the first thing Ben's going to do, because the Bears have a defense. They don't have a great defense, but they have a good defense. I think the first thing he's going to do is get offensive lineman. He's got to,
Right,
because if you notice in Detroit, everything that they did with everything Ben Johnson did with Detroit's offense ran through the offensive line.
right,
So I think you have to go get that offensive line, and I think he will. I
right.
think, and he said that Caleb was a lot of the reason why he decided to go to the Bears because he wanted to work with a young quarterback and help develop him. And that's exactly what Caleb is. So to the next one, Detroit losing both coordinators in the span of 2 days after losing on divisional round weekend. Now, I've seen it said that maybe Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson threw the game because they knew these head coaching opportunities were going to be there. I think maybe Ben did because it was weird timing with the Bears job.
Right.
And apparently it had been a done deal for weeks. But I don't fault Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn for moving on. They had to.
Right.
I've kind of already put a video out about Aaron Glenn as well. So, Rodney, again, I'll let you take the stretch here. How you think that's going to work out with the Jets, knowing that yes, Aaron Rodgers is on the roster, but he probably is either going to retire or go somewhere else. I have him following Mike McCarthy to the Saints, but you let me know
Hmm.
what you think is going to happen with Aaron Glenn with the Jets.
So I don't know about this deal like I'm not as confident with Aaron Glenn to the Jets as much as I am with Ben Johnson to the Bears. Because looking at the history of the Jets, I mean, it's not that good. And plus, you're bringing a defensive minded coach to the Jets. I mean, we literally just saw not too long ago what happens when you bring a defensive minded coach to the Jets. Robert Sala. He was a
Yeah.
defensive minded coach. And look what happened. They had a great defense. They had a great defense. Quinn Williams and Sauce Gardner, they had a great defense, but the offense was always lacking. So you're almost repeating things all over again. You're bringing a defensive minded coach to your team that needs offense. You need a quarterback. So what is Aaron Glenn going to do with Aaron Rodgers? I don't think they're going to have a good bond because Aaron Glenn, he's a defensive guy. And basically what Aaron Glenn is going to do, yeah, he may add to the firepower to the Jets defense because they still got a great defense, but what is he going to contribute to the offense? That's the biggest question that you have to ask about Aaron Glenn. And another question is, what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? I'm aware that Aaron Rodgers says he wants to stay, but here's the thing, though. Seeing as what
Well, hold
happened
on.
this year with Aaron Rodgers, like, do you really think he's going to stay with the Jets?
Well, the way I thought about it was Aaron hasn't said yet what he wants to do. He said he's still going to talk about it. He said he'll talk to the GM and the head coach of the Jets when they get hired about his future with them. I don't think it's going to matter what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. I don't think Aaron Glenn's going to want him there. And, you know, you mentioned he's a defensive minded coach. Yes. But he also played for the Jets. He knows the Johnson family. He might be the only person that can go to Woody Johnson and go, hey, this isn't a good idea. Because he knows their family because he played for that organization.
Right,
I don't think Aaron returns to the Jets personally. I think he has two options. I think he retires or he goes to the
right.
Saints with Mike McCarthy. I think Mike McCarthy is going to be the Saints head coach, and I think he follows McCarthy to the Saints.
Mm.
And the Jets have not, at least I don't know they have. I don't believe they have fired Nathaniel Hackett yet as an offensive coordinator. And if they get Nathaniel Hackett a quarterback, which by the way, they owe Zach Wilson an apology. The entire city of New York owes that boy an apology. Yeah, he wasn't great, but he got you more wins than Rodgers did. And he was a good leader and a good.
I
I
personally think
think.
Rodgers should retire.
Oh, I do too. I just don't think he will. I think his ego's too big. Plus, he's too close to passing. I think Steve Young or somebody on like the most career touchdown passes. So I don't think he's gonna retire until he passes that. He wants to be Tom Brady so bad he can't stand it. But I don't know. I like this hire from the Jets. And yeah, I sent you the tweet earlier. Dan Orlovsky reacted to the Adam Schefter tweet about Aaron Glenn being with the Jets with the eye emojis, with the looking emojis. Like maybe he gets Dan in there to be the quarterback coach. Dan has expressed interest in coaching. From Bridgeport, Connecticut, where Dan lives, to MetLife Stadium, where the Jets play, is only an hour and a half drive. So his family wouldn't have to relocate. I don't know, man. I think Aaron Glenn's got a plan. And we've got breaking news. That's another
I'm
reason I
just not
wasn't doing it the other
confident with
day.
the Jets. I'm just not
Well,
that confident with the Jets at all.
yeah, we got breaking news. The Bengals have hired Al Golden as their defensive coordinator. That's all it says.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Al Golden, so I'm not going to speak too much on it. I hope for Joe Burrow's sake that he's a good coach that can get the defense fixed. But let's get into this. I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just gonna laugh. What is going, bro? What is Shad Khan and Tony Khan drinking in Jacksonville, and where can I get it? Like, what in the Rodney go? Because I'm about to lose my mind on them.
Bruh. I don't think anyone cares about Trent Baalke with the Jaguars. I don't.
Hold on, I want to read you the statement that Shad Khan put out. Oh no, I just want to read you the statement real quick. Hold on. Oh, Al Golden was the Notre Dame defensive coordinator.
I
Where
mean,
is it?
looking at the
Where is
Jaguars,
it?
they're just so terrible, man. I mean, the Jags. I mean, look at everything that's transpired with the Jags. I mean, I'm not
Yeah. Well,
surprised.
let's listen to this. This is a statement from Jaguars owner Shad Khan about firing Trent Baalke. Following several discussions with Trent Baalke this week, we both arrived at the conclusion that it is in our mutual best interest to respectfully separate effective immediately. So, in other words, Shad Khan said, I'm too rich for you, get out. That's what he said. Hold on, it gets better. Trent leaves us with my deepest appreciation for his efforts over the past 5 seasons. Ethan Wan will serve as interim general manager and play an important role with others as we continue the process of interviewing candidates to serve as our head coach. I am deeply committed to building a winner here in Jacksonville and look forward to introducing a new head coach who will make that happen for our players and fans alike. Now, when I read that, do you want to know what I hear?
What?
Tony Khan went to his dad and said, "Look, Dad, I want to be the GM." That's what I hear, bro. Bro, why are you hiring an interim GM? Why hire an interim GM? Just go hire a brand new GM. Okay, guess what? Guess what? The Khan family and I swear, John Khan called Jerry Jones and said, "Hey, man, you think I could do this ownership GM thing too?" Like that's
Oh my
exactly what
god.
happened.
Oh my gosh.
Like, bro, Tony Khan said, "I'm tired of being the director of football operations. I want a raise. Make me the GM. I'll draft somebody good." What's funny to me, bro? What's here's the sad part. I actually feel bad for Trent Baalke because that man sat on a Zoom call a month ago with Shad Khan, and when a reporter asked Shad if a new head coach was hired and they wanted to work with a different GM, would you be okay? Would you be okay separating yourself from Trent Baalke? And with Trent Baalke on the screen with him, he goes yes. Bro, if I was Trent Baalke in that moment, I'd have been like, you know what, bitch? I'm out. And I would have quit. I wouldn't have let them fire me. I would have walked out on that. I'd have hung up that Zoom call and left. Delete their number, don't get in contact with them, just go. Like, bro, what are we doing? What life are we living? That Jackson
They're not even the worst thing in Jacksonville. Oh my gosh.
No, it gets worse. They don't have a quarterback. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I don't care. I don't trust him. They overpaid him.
But here's the thing, though. If you look at the quarterbacks, well, here's the thing. If you're saying you don't trust Trevor Lawrence, who are you going to bring in? Because here's two things. One, you're
Free
not
agent.
going to be able to get one of the quarterbacks in the draft. You're not going to get Shador. You're not going to get Cam Ward. And secondly, who are you going to get in free agency? Sam Darnold?
Hey, at least Sam Darnold would be entertaining to watch in Jacksonville. Like, here's the thing. The only thing that the Jaguars have that's actually good at their stadium is they've got the pool and everything set up for their fans. That's why they have fans, because they have that little pool area on top of the stadium set up. Bro, this can't. Like, I wonder. I'm gonna write a letter and mail it to Jacksonville.
Oh,
It's why
God.
I should be the GM. It's why I should be the GM. And all I'm gonna say is I respect Mac Jones at quarterback, and I should be G. That's all I'm gonna say.
Why are you
I should
lying
put it
to
in,
yourself? Why are you
bro.
lying
I
so
no. You know
bad?
what though? I should no. I actually will. I will write a letter. It'll be serious. But I'll write something for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm gonna write out a tweet and tag Tony Khan in it and be like, Tony, make me the GM, bro. Because you know who I'd bring in to be head coach? Literally anybody. Because it can't be worse than it was. It can't.
You gonna try to get Nick
Crazy.
Saban out of retirement?
No, I'm gonna let that man enjoy his life. I wouldn't bring him into that mess. You kidding me? No, you know who should be the GM? You know who should be the GM?
Who?
And I'm dead serious. John Moxley, the AEW World Champion. He seems like a guy that's serious. Dude, I can't. I literally oh my god, bro, they're so bad. Here's
They are
what's
so
sad
bad.
though. Here's what's sad though. A few years ago they won the division.
Yep.
Wasn't it what was it 2 years ago they won the division with Doug
Two
Peterson as
years
head
ago.
coach?
Two
And
years
now
ago.
he's out. Trent Baalke's out. Like, what are we doing? Like, you had you had one bad year. And a year that Trevor Lawrence was injured for half of it. All right, we're moving on. I can't look at
Yeah,
Trent Baalke's name
please.
anymore. All
Please.
right, let's get into something that's actually it looks good. Vrabel put his staff together. Josh McDaniels is back with the Patriots. I love that move. I think Josh will do well with Drake May. And they hired a new defensive coordinator, Let me get his name real quick. I sent it to you, but I forgot what his name is. Terrell Williams, the former Lions defensive line coach.
Mm,
I like both of those moves for the Patriots. I think Terrell Williams is a very good coach. It sucks for Detroit because he was probably next in line to be the defensive coordinator in Detroit because he's defensive line coach, but he's also the run game coordinator on defense.
mm.
But I like both of those moves. I think Josh McDaniels will do well with Drake May. I think Drake May has a lot of good intangibles. I think he's a good quarterback. So, I mean, I got no problem with it. What about you, Rodney? You got a problem with it?
I think what here's what I think with the hires. So I think what Vrabel is doing, like if you really think about it, he's sort of doing that Bill Belichick thing because he's having Josh McDaniels as his offensive coordinator. Now we all know that Josh McDaniels he's best when he's an offensive coordinator because as a head coach he's absolutely terrible. But
That
in my
that's
opinion,
who should be Jacksonville's head coach, Josh McDaniels.
yeah.
Figured it out for Sean Khan. I'm a terrible person.
I just think that with bringing in Vrabel and bringing in Josh McDaniels, I think they're really setting the pieces for Drake May to succeed. Because for what we saw this year, I hate the fact that they let him go. What's his name? After only 1 year, Gerard Mayo. I mean, I'm mad at that fact. They didn't really give him a chance because he didn't have a lot of pieces around him. But what Rabel is doing, I like. I think they're really trying to help hope that Drake May succeeds with that team. Now, here's another thing. They're in the top five. I believe they're in the top five in the draft this year. So now the question is, what are you going to do in the draft? Because if I'm not mistaken, they're number four in the draft in this year's draft. I think they're number four
Yeah, I
because the
think what
Titans
they
are
do,
number two. The Titans are number
what
one,
they
and the
do,
Browns are number two.
yeah, what they do will dictate on what the Titans and the Browns do. Because I think if he's there, they're taking uh Travis Hunter. If he's there,
Yeah, I
and
was
since the
going.
top
I was
three,
going to ask. Yeah, do you think the Patriots, if they're number four and you see the Giants at number three and the Browns at number two, do you think the Patriots will make a trade to go up in the top three to try to get Travis Hunter?
I think because of his relationship in Tennessee, that because I don't think Vrabel has problems with the ownership. I don't, but he's got the relationship with the Browns as well because he was just there as a consultant. So I
Hmm.
think because of those two relationships, he can make a phone call and see if he can bump up to number one or number two. I don't. I see the Titans moving faster than I do the Browns. I think the Browns are staying there. I think the
Hmm.
Browns are taking Cam Ward. I think if he's there, they're taking. I don't see them moving off Cam Ward. I could
Right,
see the Titans moving back because they do. You do still have Will Levis and Mason Rudolph. They're not great quarterback
right,
options, but I think everybody is anticipating that Arch Manning comes out next year. So if you're the
right.
Titans, you can take one more year. And I don't think Will Levis is a bad quarterback. I don't. I think he needs the right situation around him, similar to Baker,
Yeah,
how Baker was. I don't think
right.
that he's a bad quarterback. I think Will Levis can win games in the NFL. They need to give him a real chance. He didn't really get it. He got hurt and then they pulled him for a couple weeks. And then they brought him back in. I think you need to have him be stable. And Brian Callahan seems to like Will Levis. So I
It's
mean,
too
he
early.
did
It's
make
way. It's way too early. Like I
maybe they could do
understand
something
Cam Ward.
similar to what maybe I think the Browns take Cam Ward. Um, but maybe the Titans can do something with Will like what um the Panthers did with Bryce Young. If he starts to
Right.
struggle to start the season, sit him, make him watch behind a veteran, and the Titans could still sign a free agent quarterback. We're forgetting that part. There's still free
Sam
agency
Darnold.
out there. They could, or they could sign Aaron Rodgers. He's
Mm.
got land in Nashville, so yeah, I
I
don't
just
see him going to
I just
Nashville.
don't
But
I just don't think you should give up on Will Levis. I mean, because it,
no,
like I
I don't
said,
think
I've
so.
said this already. If you look at the history of the Titans, they drafted Malik Willis, not too long ago, and guess what happened with
Yeah,
him?
right. Um, by the way, guys, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, if you're on my Twitch, make sure to follow us on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're at 547 subscribers, and we're trying to get to 1,000. But no, I agree with you. I think it's too early to give on Levis. Um,
Right.
so I think they'll be fine if they move. I think the Titans will be more willing to move from the number one spot. Now, here's the problem though:
Right.
if the Titans are willing to move, does New York call them?
No, because here's the thing. I think number three is good enough to get Cam Ward because I said this many times. I think the
But
team
again,
that's
though,
going to try to trade up is the Raiders.
I just said though, I think Cam Ward goes to the Browns, and I think Shador wants to go to New York with Malik Neighbors. I think he wants to be in New York. Now, if Dion doesn't want him in New York, he won't be in New York. They've already said he'll pull he'll do what he has to do to make sure Shador's in a good spot. And I think he would do the same thing for Travis and for Shiloh. I think Dion's got enough relationship with Travis and his family that they might go, "Hey, we don't want our son in New England.
Or New
Can
York.
you, yeah, can you make sure those two things don't happen?" You know what would be cool? What
What?
if I'm not saying it'd take a miracle, but somehow if Travis, Shador, and Shiloh all ended up on the Raiders,
Ooh.
that would be really good. That'd be good for the AFC West.
Imagine, imagine Shador, Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers, and Travis Hunter on the Raiders. Ooh.
Imagine, bro, imagine for a minute Travis Hunter and Shiloh on the defense for the Raiders.
And you got Bowers and Shador on the
Shiloh's a
offense.
thumper. Shiloh's a thumper. He'll take somebody's head off.
And you
We've
got
seen him do it in
Travis,
college.
who's and Travis is a once in a generational type of player. So imagine that.
Now, I don't think it'll happen. I think Shiloh could end up on the Raiders in the later rounds. I don't think Travis and Shador end up in the same spot because the Raiders don't have the draft
Right,
capital to be able to make that happen. But it would be cool.
right.
It would be cool. But no, I think Tennessee's gonna take uh Tennessee might take a lineman, honestly.
Yeah, they need protection for Will Levis. That does sound
Now
right.
I don't know if you take that lineman first overall, because there's nobody in the draft class that's a lineman that I look at and go, that can be the first overall pick. But we'll see. We'll see how it all falls out in April. Let's get into this game. I'm fired up for it. Commanders versus Eagles. I want to say something first before we get into this.
Go ahead.
Jaden Daniels, you are the greatest rookie quarterback in the history of the NFL.
Ooh.
And I apologize for thinking that Bo Nix deserved the Rookie of the Year over you. With that being said, Jaden, go beat the dog shit out of the Eagles, and then go beat the dog shit out of the Chiefs or the Bills. But I cannot have the Chiefs or Bills win the Super Bowl again. And I cannot watch Saquon Barkley win a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not a Giants fan, but damn it, I wanted him in Miami. Could you imagine our offense? No, could you imagine our offense with Saquon Barkley as our running back? It wouldn't have mattered if Tua got hurt. We could have played
True.
with we could have played with fucking Bailey Zappi at quarterback and won. And Saquon was our running back.
Maybe.
Hey, the Eagles are doing it with Tanner McKee. They did it with Tanner McKee. So I want to hear it. But with that
Oh,
being said,
this game. Yeah.
wait, what is this?
Oh, this game. Now, I'm gonna break it down what I think with this game.
Yeah.
So obviously, as a Cowboys fan, I'm pissed off. I'm very pissed off.
Yeah, hey, did you see that thing
As
I
a
sent you this
Cowboys fan,
morning about? Hold on.
I'm
Did you see that thing I sent you this morning about Dak and Jaden and who and the playoff wins? Did you see that? How did you like that? How did you like that? Did you like that? Did you enjoy it? Did you read it and go, "Yep, that's my"? You need to be a Commanders fan, bro.
that ain't
Just
happening.
then be a Falcons fan. At least you'll have a quarterback that you can have a future with.
Now, back to the subject at hand, like I was
Oh no,
saying.
we're not on the
So
Cowboys. Go ahead.
now look, now back to the topic at hand. Now, this is going to be a really big, important game because Philly, obviously, the question is Saquon Barkley going to do what he do once again to to the Commanders and beat the Commanders 3 times in the same season? I definitely think so because you got the best offensive line in the game, you got the best running back in the game. Jalen Hurts is healthy. Then you got
Hold on.
a duo that is great. So
Did you just say? I know you didn't just say 3 times in the same season. The Commanders have beaten the Eagles.
oh, I messed that up. I messed that up. That's on me. That's on
Now,
me.
true, it was without Jalen. It was when he got concussed, but still, they beat the Eagles. What? Oh, hold on. Okay, they're continuing it. Okay. Um, I think this is gonna be a good game. I honestly think the Commanders can win this game.
Really?
Hear me out. If they look, Micah Parsons did say after they played the Eagles that if you look at the scoreboard outside of 3 or 4 plays, it wasn't it was close outside of 3 or 4 plays. That's what he said. That's what Micah Parsons, a Cowboy, said about the Cowboys Eagles game when Philly beat them. Well, I think they beat them like 38-7 or something. But he said if you take away 3 or 4 plays, it was a close game. Those 3 or 4 plays,
That
because I rewatched the game. I watched the tape of that game. Those 3 or 4 plays were Saquon Barkley deep runs or deep shots to AJ Brown. I think the Commanders have the defense that they can take away those explosive plays by Saquon and Jalen. Jonathan Allen
really.
Jonathan Allen is healthy. Deron Payne is healthy. and that interior defensive line and Bobby Wagner's healthy, that's a good interior defense for the Commanders.
Hmm. But you got the best
Now,
offensive line in the game, though.
yeah, but you got a questionable quarterback. I guess a sensational rookie. The passing game, look, the passing game for the Eagles this year has not been great. And you got Dr. Seuss. Shout out DJ Seaway, by the way. Don't know if you saw the podcast last night. You need to go watch it on JB's channel on Sports Talking with JB. Bro, shout out DJ Seaway. He called AJ Brown Dr. Seuss. Um, you got Dr. Seuss on the sideline reading the book. So I think, and look, I think the Commanders have good quarterbacks too. Obviously, Marshall Lattimore is going to be the one telling AJ, but I don't know, dude. I think the Commanders can win this game. Now, do I think they will? No. Hell no. I don't think they will. I think the Eagles are going to run all over
It'll
them.
be close. I think it'll be close. My prediction for the game, I had the Eagles winning 27-21. 27-21.
I've got them winning it 20-17. I think it's a defensive
It'll be
game.
close. It'll be close.
Now,
It'll definitely be a defensive
we
game.
we also said this though. We all said the Lions were going to beat the Commanders, and that didn't happen.
They were hurt though. They were hurt.
No, their offense wasn't hurt.
Because here's the thing you got to realize: if the defense was all the way healthy with Detroit, they would have probably beat the brakes out of Washington.
But
Probably.
hold on though. This is an offense in Detroit that can put up 50 points a game, and they were healthy. They had Montgomery and Gibbs. They were healthy, and they still lost. And it wasn't a close game. Now, true, Jared Goof showed up and threw 3 interceptions, and then JMO threw an interception, and then Jared fumbled the ball, and it was a whole mess. But something that Jaden doesn't do is turn the ball over.
And here's the thing: do you think a healthy Lions defense would have allowed 45 points? No.
Yes, yes. To the Commanders' offense, the way they were cooking, yes.
Against a healthy defense with Aiden Hutchinson?
Well, hold on. If it was Aiden
No.
Hutchinson, then no.
That's what I'm
But
saying. Completely healthy.
okay, a fully loaded defense wouldn't have, no. But their offense was fully loaded and turned the ball over 5 times. And the Commanders turned the ball over 0 times. That's
I
a
mean,
fact.
that's what happened with Baltimore. Those turnovers. If it wasn't
I
for
don't want
those
to talk about.
turnovers, Baltimore probably would have won that game.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Baltimore in a minute because I got words for Lamar Jackson, uh, who is not my MVP,
But yeah,
and I will not be apologizing to him like I did Jaden. We're going to talk about Lamar. Let's get into
Lamar's
that
still
game
my
though.
MVP. Oh
Bills
Lord.
versus Chiefs, or as I like to call it, Nick's personal hell. Because we got the Bills with Josh. I like Josh Allen. It's just he plays for the team in Buffalo. I like Patrick Mahomes. It's just that he plays for the team in Kansas City.
Yep.
And the Dolphins fan, kill me. The the hell you're going through as a Cowboys fan, what?
You crazy, bro. You crazy.
Bro, hey, what you're going through as a Cowboys fan with the NFC side, I'm going through as a Dolphins fan on the AFC side. And I
No, that is
still
not true.
no,
Two
yes it is.
teams in my division. Two teams in my division are playing in the conference championship.
Hey,
No.
hey. Jerry Jones went all in on making sure Derrick Henry played for a team that would use him. You think that man. You go to Jerry's world and you walk up to Jerry Jones, you shake his hand, and you say thank you. You do that, Rodney. You respect Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is your father. You respect that man.
Man, forget Jerry Jones, man.
That man is a saint. You respect Jerry Jones. Look, he's
Now
gonna
you're
go all in
trolling
this
right now.
year. He's gonna go all in next year too. He's gonna go all in to make sure T. Higgins goes to the right spot for T. And he gonna make sure that Michael Parsons goes to the right spot for Micah too. Y'all gonna hire Brian Schottenheimer as your head coach? I can't. It's great. It's beautiful. But we gotta get into this. Now, unlike your MVP, my MVP is in the championship rounds. And I picked a Bills Lions Super Bowl. Now, Detroit hurt me, but it's okay because Josh still has a chance.
He's hungry. He's definitely hungry.
Here's the only problem. I don't care where it's at, what time it is, or when it is. I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Beth, taxes, three-peat. They're going back, and they're winning the Super Bowl. I've got the Chiefs picked to win this game. And look, Bills Mafia, I respect you as a fan base. You guys donated like $50,000 or something to the charity for Mark Andrews for diabetes or whatever. Real good. Y'all thanked him for letting you into the championship round. By the way, Mark Andrews, don't you ever, ever, ever play football again. Because you ruined
I
Lamar's
agree.
chance. You ruined Lamar's chance. However, I don't know if I want to watch the game this weekend or not. I may not. I may decide not to watch it. Genuinely, I might be busy. Might make plans for the weekend.
I, I got the Bills in this game. Even though I understand you don't want to bet
I
against the
don't.
Chiefs, I got the Bills. I got the Bills in this game.
It's not betting against the Chiefs. I don't want to bet against Patrick Mahomes. He's only lost
And
three
the
playoff
refs.
games in his. He's only lost three playoff games in his career. The AFC Championship his first year as a starter to Tom Brady. The Super Bowl to Tom Brady, and then 1 year he lost the AFC Championship game to the Bengals. He's never lost to
Timeout.
Josh in the playoffs, and he's only lost three games in the playoffs in his career.
Timeout. It's not that you don't want to bet against Patrick Mahomes. You don't want to bet against the refs. Get that correct.
Hey, I hate the refs just as much as the next guy. I'm not betting three games in his career. Brady twice, Burrow once. That's it. Also, I'm not betting against Taylor Swift and her voodoo magic. I think that girl is a witch. I think she is a witch, and I think she is controlling something to go with the Chiefs. I need her and Travis. She needs to break up with Travis so that Haley Steinfeld can actually do something good for her husband. Also, we gotta hurry this up, and my computer is now at 19%. So go ahead.
You crazy, man. You are crazy, Nick. Talk about this Taylor
You might
Swift voodoo magic.
Are you going to tell me she's not a witch? She's a witch. Yeah, bro. Okay, look. Underdog just posted. Mahomes' kryptonite is on the couch this weekend. Joe Burrow is the only quarterback to prevent Mahomes from making the Super Bowl in the last 6 years. Everybody else he's beaten. He last year we thought Lamar was going to do it. It was in Baltimore, and oh, also by the way, I got a bone to pick real quick with Todd Monken, the OC for the Ravens. You had two chances at 2-point conversions in that game. Did you learn nothing from Pittsburgh? You've got
Right.
a 6'2", 245-pound behemoth in the backfield, and you don't run the ball. What the hell are you doing? Uh, you got to go because if you let me keep going, I'm gonna say bad words about him.
Yeah, I think we might. I think we should stop right there, man. I think you pretty much got off everything you needed.
I'm gonna let you go. What you gotta say? What you gotta say? I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna be a nice co-host and let you go.
Okay,
Huh.
Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. You
Yep.
had a clear. You had a clear chance to take the game to overtime and possibly win the game. Mark Andrews. I am so mad at you, Mark Andrews. You ruined the season of my MVP, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, Lamar Jackson turned the ball over. He fumbled and threw an interception, but he did everything he could to take the team down the field, score that touchdown, and give him a chance to go to overtime. But Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson had a good pass. You were wide open. How in the heck do you drop that pass, Mark Andrews? Just freaking how? You need to retire, Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely is going to take your place anyway. Go to
Or and
Cancun
it's just
somewhere,
an
Mark
idea.
Andrews.
It's just an idea. You've got Patrick Ricard, Lamar Jackson, and Derrick Henry. Run the ball.
Well, they
Because Derrick,
slowed down Derrick Henry. They slowed
I
him
don't
down, though,
give.
in that game.
Okay, but here's my thing. You think with what 5 yards to get that the offensive line of Patrick Ricard and Derrick Henry couldn't push Lamar's skinny ass into the end zone?
Well, when they do the Philly special, they do it with Mark Andrews. They don't do it with Lamar.
They need to do it with Lamar because Lamar can't be trusted to hold on to the ball.
You're
Fumble.
right. You're
And by
right.
the way, Lamar got you input, dude. We texted each other like you were like, game still has a chance, and I told you I said nope, the Bills won't let up. I was almost wrong. Don't ever make me wrong. Buffalo did let up. Lamar did get back in the game. Gosh, you almost ruined me getting to brag about you. And it wasn't even your fault. It was your defense's fault. Which is why I trust Patrick Mahomes more than I do the Bills in the AFC Championship game. Because I know that the Chiefs defense won't let Patrick down. I thought he caught the ball. I thought Mark caught the ball and got the 2-point conversion, like everybody did. But then they said he didn't. I was like, thank God. Because one, I couldn't have dealt with overtime football.
I got off everything I need to say.
Yeah,
I
I
got
got
the
everything
Bills
I needed
winning.
to say.
Ugh,
I got,
that was
I
emotional.
got, I got Taylor Swift, Patrick Mahomes, and the refs winning. Taylor
I got
gonna
the
put the
Bills
voodoo
who are
mark on.
hungry. You said it yourself, Josh Allen is looking for another ring. Josh Allen proposed, he's engaged now. You said him yourself, you wanted Josh Allen to get another ring. You said it.
Hey, I also, what did I say last week? When you got a good woman behind you, ain't nothing you can't do. Because you picked the Ravens to win the divisional round. And I said, you got a good woman behind. You know what? I'm gonna stick with my pick. I think because I got the Bills going to the Super Bowl, and you know what? I think Haley Steinfeld's a good woman. I think Brittany Mahomes and Taylor Swift are witches. So I'm gonna go with Haley and Josh. Their
Thank
love
you.
will carry the Bills to the Super Bowl,
And
and
Josh
then I don't
Allen
know
is
what
going to
will happen.
bring, and then
I
if
don't
Josh
know.
Allen wins this game, he's going to get unlimited Buffalo wings for life,
He probably already has that. Let's be real.
pretty
That man
much.
can go to any restaurant he wants to in Buffalo and get whatever he wants for free.
Right.
He probably, bro, he probably didn't have to buy the ring for her. He was probably like, hey, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend. I need a ring. They're like, what size? He gave the size, and they're like, here's a free ring. It's probably like a $10 million ring that he's just like, here you go.
Oh my
Bro,
gosh.
he ain't, he can walk, bro, he can walk into New Jersey where the Jets and Giants play and probably get free shit faster than their quarterbacks.
Probably.
Because I bet you most in New York is like, thank God we got Josh Allen. Because we got
True.
nobody else. So, I mean, hey.
Right. Right.
But yeah, man, we wanted to do this earlier because my buddy JB, Sports Talking with JB, he's going to be interviewing the fan that they spotlighted on game day this past Monday for the national championship. They went to like 104 college football games. So make sure to go check that out. JB is an awesome creator. Hopefully, we'll make some content next week with him at the Senior Bowl. Again, I'll be down there the whole week. Rodney will be down there on Wednesday. We gonna get it going. We gonna get it cooking. But guys,
Yes.
thank y'all for watching, viewing, subscribing, all the things you do. Rodney, tell the people where they can find you, and he won't be found on TikTok for a while.
So, all right, guys. So, my just like I have in my name, my Instagram is RJK underscore forever two. My now that TikTok is back, TikTok and my YouTube is RJK forever four.
I wouldn't follow his TikTok just yet. He's got some things to settle with him. We'll get into that in a later date, maybe. But I found some things out today that I didn't want to know. Uh, Former colleague on the channel, a friend of mine, called me about these things.
We don't
I
need
could
to
have went
get
my
into
whole
that.
life. I could have went my whole life without knowing about those things. By the way, but
We don't need to get into that.
you know what? Personal. That's private business, not my business. That's your business.
Hmm. But yeah, follow my TikTok RJK forever four.
Follow his TikTok. I've heard the live streams are entertaining. Hey, I got a question for you, Rodney. Before we get off,
What?
do you like them Kardashians?
Absolutely not.
Hey, from what Ryan told me, I just had to ask. You're gonna kill Ryan, aren't you?
Yes,
Because
I
bro,
am.
I didn't see it. I was on my phone, but I wasn't like on TikTok, and I didn't even know you were live. And then Ryan calls me and he's like, "Bro, Rodney's on TikTok live." I'm like, "I don't care." And he told me, and I'm like, when he does it in the privacy of his own TikTok page, is whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. That's his private business. But no, man. Hey, make sure y'all go follow his TikTok. They're entertaining. Let's say that. Um, thank you guys for watching, viewing, subscribing, following. If you're on Twitch, trying to get to 50 followers on Twitch and trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are on that road. Thank you guys. Love y'all. Bye.